You ever lie there at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body feels so tired but your mind just won't slow down? Maybe you've tried everything. Reading, turning off the TV early, even counting sheep. And still, the clock ticks on, and sleep feels a mile away. You're not alone in that. After 60, it's common for sleep to get a little trickier. Stress creeps in from places we didn't expect. Health worries, the state of the world, that ache in your back that wasn't there last week. Even when life has slowed down, the mind doesn't always get the memo. But here's something I want you to hear loud and clear. You deserve peaceful rest. You've earned the right to end each day with calm, not chaos. And that's exactly why we're here today. In this video, I'll walk you through 6 gentle, natural ways to beat stress and sleep better, without medications, without fancy gadgets. Just calming routines, simple mindset shifts, and a little help from Mother Nature herself. We're talking about things like essential oils that actually work, setting up a wind-down routine that feels like a hug, even how to turn a corner of your home into a personal peace zone. These are small shifts, but powerful, and they've helped many in our community feel like themselves again, rested, grounded, and ready to enjoy life fully. So, if you're ready to stop wrestling with the pillow and finally wake up refreshed, stay with me. And while you're here, why not give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Vibrant Elders, and share your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear what helps you unwind. Now let's ease into the very first step. Something as simple as a nighttime ritual could be the game changer you've been missing. Number 1. Create a calming night routine. Anchor the mind and body. You know how some old songs start with a gentle piano intro that slowly eases you in before the melody unfolds? That's exactly how your nights should feel, like a soft landing after a long day. But for many of us, nights have turned into a jumbled playlist of tossing, turning, and checking the clock. That's where a calming night routine can make all the difference, not just as a habit, but as a signal to your mind and body that the day is done and peace is on the way. Think back to when your kids were little, or maybe your grandkids now. You didn't just toss them into bed and hope for the best. You gave them a bath, read a bedtime story, maybe sang a lullaby. That wasn't just for comfort, it was routine. It told their little bodies it was time to rest. And guess what? That same principle works at any age. Our bodies still respond to rhythm and cues. Scientists call it the circadian rhythm, a natural internal clock that tells us when to be alert and when to wind down. But if you're watching the evening news, scrolling through your phone, or sipping a second cup of tea with caffeine, that clock gets confused. A calming routine, done the same way, around the same time every night, gives your brain the green light to relax. Now, this doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it works best when it's simple and soothing. Maybe you dim the lights around 8 p.m., turn off the harsh overhead bulbs, and go for a soft lamp or a few candles. Put on some calming music. Think soft jazz, nature sounds, or even your favorite hymns. Then move through a few gentle stretches. Nothing fancy, just enough to loosen up tight shoulders or a stiff back. Margie, one of our longtime viewers from North Carolina, shared something beautiful with us. She started lighting a lavender candle each night, curling up with a cozy blanket, and reading 2 chapters of an old mystery novel before bed. No screens, no stress, just her book, and that calming scent. And after just 2 weeks, she said she hadn't slept that deeply in years. "I sleep like my cat now," she told us, laughing. You might also try a warm, non-caffeinated tea, like chamomile, rooibos, or lemon balm. Sip it slowly while you journal, pray, or simply sit quietly. You don't need a strict checklist, just a few consistent steps that feel comforting to you. That's what matters most. What's amazing is how quickly your body starts to recognize the signs. Within a few nights, you'll notice your eyelids get heavier earlier. Your mind won't race as much. You'll feel like you're easing into bed, not collapsing into it. So tonight, give it a try. Create your own little ritual, a few quiet moments that are just for you. It might seem small, but that routine could become the most healing part of your entire day. Number 2, use essential oils the right way, not just sniff and hope. Now, if you've ever wrinkled your nose at the idea of essential oils, thinking it's just something folks in yoga pants dab behind their ears, hang on a minute. This isn't about trends or magic potions. This is about real, natural tools that speak to one of the oldest senses we have, smell. And when it comes to calming the nervous system and helping us sleep, our nose might be more powerful than we realize. You see, scent has a direct line to the brain's emotional control center, the limbic system. That's where stress responses like anxiety, fear, or even restlessness live. So when we breathe in something like lavender or cedarwood, the body doesn't just think, "That smells nice." It actually begins to shift gears, slowing the heart rate, easing tension, and signaling, "Hey, it's safe to relax now." The trick is knowing how to use these oils in a way that actually works. A lot of folks just open the bottle, take a sniff, and hope for the best. But essential oils aren't magic, they're tools. You've got to use them with intention. One of the easiest ways is with a diffuser. It's a small device that uses water and a few drops of oil to mist the air around you. Think of it as creating a gentle fog of calm in your bedroom. Just 5 to 6 drops of lavender in your diffuser, turned on 30 minutes before bed, can make your room feel like a peaceful retreat. If you don't have a diffuser, no problem. You can mix a few drops of your favorite oil with water in a small spray bottle. Give your pillow or blanket a light mist before bed. Or try a warm bath with a few drops of oil mixed into Epsom salts. The warmth helps the scent rise, and the magnesium in the salt helps relax tired muscles. Some of the best oils for sleep and stress. Lavender is the superstar. It's been studied by sleep labs and shown to reduce anxiety and help people fall asleep faster. Cedarwood has an earthy, grounding feel that's perfect for quieting a racing mind. Bergamot has a citrus scent but works more like a natural sedative. You don't need them all. Just pick one that makes you feel comforted. John from Oregon told us he never gave essential oils a second thought. "I figured that was more my wife's thing," he laughed. But after his daughter gave him a lavender roll-on to rub on his temples before bed, he was surprised. "It calms my mind faster than Sinatra," he said. Now he swears by it, and even keeps a small vial by his recliner. It's not about creating a spa experience or doing anything fancy. It's about adding a simple scent cue that tells your body, the day is over. Let it go. And when you do that consistently, your body starts to listen. So tonight, add a little scent to your wind down. It just might help you drift off faster and stay asleep longer. Number 3, shift your evening mindset. In the day, don't carry it. Have you ever noticed how some days seem to follow you to bed like a shadow? You brush your teeth, climb under the covers, turn off the light, and suddenly your brain kicks into overdrive. It replays old conversations, lists tomorrow's to-dos, and dredges up worries that weren't even on your mind during dinner. The body may be ready to rest, but the mind? It's wide awake. This is something a lot of us face after 60. Even with fewer responsibilities on paper, our thoughts can get louder, not quieter. That's why shifting your evening mindset is so important. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about giving yourself permission to let the day go. One of the most helpful ways to do this is by doing what I like to call a mental shutdown. Think of it like closing the lid on a well-used box. You don't throw the contents away, you just choose not to carry them into bed with you. It can be as simple as writing down your worries for tomorrow. Seriously, just grab a notepad or even a sticky note and jot down 3 things on your mind. Once they're on paper, they don't need to swirl around in your head anymore. You might even say to yourself, "This can wait until morning." That little phrase does wonders. Your brain needs closure. When you acknowledge your thoughts instead of pushing them away, your stress hormones, like cortisol, start to ease up. That's not just feel-good talk. There's actual research from the University of Texas showing that expressive writing helps lower anxiety and improve sleep. The act of putting thoughts to paper calms the mind, even if the problems themselves aren't solved. Some folks like to take it a step further with gratitude. Before bed, try writing down 3 small things that went right today. It doesn't have to be grand. A good cup of coffee, a chat with your neighbor, a sunny afternoon on the porch. By ending your day on a note of thanks, you teach your brain to search for peace, not problems. One woman in our community, Anita from Michigan, told me she used to dread bedtime. "It felt like all my worries would crawl out of the woodwork the minute I turned the lights off," she said. But once she started keeping a little night thoughts journal by her bed, things changed. She writes down 1 worry and 1 gratitude every night. "Now it feels like I'm tucking my thoughts in, too," she laughed. And she's sleeping better than she has in years. Think of your mind like a suitcase. You don't need to unpack everything every night, but you do need to stop dragging it around. So before your head hits the pillow, Take just 5 minutes to empty some of that mental clutter. Breathe. Write. Reflect. Remind yourself, I'm done for today. Tomorrow can wait. Number 4. Get gentle movement during the day. Not just exercise, it's medicine. You ever notice how a body that sits too long starts to stiffen? Not just in the knees and hips, but in the mind too? It's easy after retirement to slip into a slower rhythm, and that's perfectly natural. But slowing down doesn't mean stopping. In fact, a little movement during the day might be one of the most powerful medicines you can give yourself, not just for your body, but for your peace of mind and a good night's sleep. We're not talking about hitting the gym or running marathons. What your body craves is gentle, joyful motion, something that keeps the blood flowing, the muscles loose, and the stress hormones in check. That's because movement does more than stretch your legs. It helps your brain release endorphins, those natural feel-good chemicals, and it lowers levels of adrenaline and cortisol, the hormones that keep you stuck in stress mode. Just 30 minutes of movement can change everything, and you don't have to do it all at once. A walk around the block in the morning, a little gardening in the afternoon, even some gentle stretches while watching your favorite evening show, it all adds up. Gwen, from Arizona, wrote to us last spring. She said she started walking her neighbor's golden retriever every morning, not because she planned to, but because the neighbor had surgery and needed help. At first, I did it as a favor, she said, but after 2 weeks, I noticed I was sleeping better. My legs didn't ache at night, and my mind didn't feel as heavy. Now she's the dog's official walking buddy, and she calls it her daily reset. Tai Chi is another beautiful option. Slow, flowing movements that feel like you're dancing underwater. It's kind on the joints and incredibly soothing to the nervous system. Many senior centers and local YMCAs offer free or low-cost classes. And don't underestimate the power of simple stretches. You can find seated yoga routines on YouTube that are designed just for seniors. A few arm circles, a neck roll, a forward bend. Your body will thank you. When we move, we tell the body it's safe to release tension. We burn off that nervous energy that might otherwise build up and spill into the night, keeping us restless. Plus, physical tiredness plays a big role in quality sleep. If the body hasn't spent any energy, it won't crave as much restoration. So ask yourself, what's one movement your body enjoys? It doesn't have to be fancy or perfect, just something that gets you out of the chair, into the world, and a little closer to rest when evening comes. Your future self, the one who wakes up refreshed, will be so grateful you did. Number 5, create a stress-free zone in your home. Sometimes, peace isn't just something we feel inside. It's something we can create around us. The spaces we live in can either stir up tension or invite calm. And after 60, when we've earned the right to live with more ease, having a stress-free zone in the home can make all the difference in how we feel, think, and sleep. Now, I'm not talking about redecorating your whole house or building a meditation room. This is about carving out one simple space, just a chair in the corner, a nook by the window, maybe even a spot on the porch that becomes your personal sanctuary. A place where your nervous system knows, here, we slow down. The idea is to create an area that soothes your senses. That means no screens, no phones, no TV, no noisy distractions. Just soft lighting, maybe a lamp with a warm glow or a few candles. Add something that speaks to calm, a favorite quilt, a rocking chair, maybe some family photos that make you smile. Some folks like to play gentle music. Think nature sounds, slow piano, or even the hush of a fan. Whatever makes your shoulders drop and your breathing slow, that's what belongs in your peace zone. Louise, one of our viewers from Vermont, sent us a photo of her sunroom. She calls it her quiet cave. It's nothing fancy, just a rocking chair, a little end table with her devotional book, and a small speaker that plays birdsong. No phone allowed. No mail or bills either. She goes there every evening around 8 o'clock, just to sit, sip her tea, and let the day go. She says it's the best thing she's ever done for her sleep. There's even science to back this up. Environmental psychology tells us that visual clutter and overstimulation can increase anxiety. Our brains are wired to react to chaos, even if it's just a pile of laundry or a blinking TV. But a clean, quiet, visually soft space tells the mind, nothing to fix, nothing to fear. And that opens the door to relaxation. If you live with someone, this space can still be yours. Just let them know this is your wind-down zone. You can even light a candle or spray a calming essential oil, remember lavender, when it's time to use it. Over time, your body will start to associate that space with winding down. Just walking into it will feel like taking a long, deep breath. It doesn't matter how big your home is. Even a small chair by the window, with a soft blanket and a cup of tea, can become a haven. And the beautiful thing is, once you have a place to go that feels safe and quiet, your mind often follows. So tonight, think about where your stress-free zone might be. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Number 6. Cut down on stimulants without feeling deprived. There's a certain comfort in routine, isn't there? That familiar cup of coffee after lunch, or catching up on the evening news before bed. These habits sneak into our days without much thought. But sometimes, the very things that feel comforting can quietly rob us of our rest, especially once we pass 60 and our bodies become a bit more sensitive to stimulation. Caffeine is a big one, and not just the obvious kinds, like a late-night espresso or a strong cup of black tea. It can linger in sodas, chocolate, even some over-the-counter pain meds. The tricky part? Our metabolism slows as we age, so that jolt of caffeine at 3 p.m. might still be buzzing through your system at 10 p.m., keeping your brain alert just when it should be winding down. But here's the good news. Cutting back doesn't mean giving up comfort. It just means swapping out what no longer serves your sleep for something that still feels like a treat. Take chamomile tea, for instance. It's been used for centuries to calm the nerves. Or warm golden milk, made with turmeric, cinnamon, and oat milk. It's creamy, cozy, and promotes relaxation. These kinds of drinks give you the same soothing ritual without the stimulant hangover. And it's not just what we sip, it's also what we see and hear. The news can be a real trigger for stress, especially late at night. Between heavy headlines and the constant scroll of updates, our brains end up overstimulated and anxious right before we're supposed to drift off. That doesn't mean you have to unplug completely, just set a gentle boundary. Maybe stop watching or reading the news after dinner. Switch to something uplifting, or better yet, just sit quietly and reflect. Bill, one of our longtime viewers from Indiana, used to cap off his evening with an espresso while reading online political articles. "I thought I was just staying informed," he said, "but I was wired and worried every night." His doctor suggested switching to herbal tea and reading something light instead, a novel or even a crossword puzzle. "I didn't think it would work," he admitted. "But after a week, it felt like my body finally got the message. It's time to rest." The key here is not to take something away. It's to give yourself something better, something that truly helps you wind down. If you've been relying on coffee, sugar, or even information as a kind of stimulation, ask yourself if it's still working for you, or if it's time to offer your body a more peaceful path to sleep. So maybe tonight, pour yourself a mug of chamomile, turn off the evening noise, and sit with a good book. You're not depriving yourself. You're inviting yourself into rest. And that's one of the kindest gifts you can give at the end of a long day. So here we are, 6 simple ways to bring peace back into your evenings and rest into your nights. And none of it required anything drastic, just a few gentle shifts that meet your body and mind where they are. Maybe for you, it starts with creating a nightly rhythm that feels like a lullaby. Or maybe it's swapping your late coffee for something calming and warm. It could even be as small as lighting a candle, breathing deep, and saying, "The day is done." These aren't just sleep tips. They're acts of self-kindness. Because no matter your age, you still deserve rest that heals and mornings that greet you gently. The world may move fast, but you don't have to. You can choose to slow down, to let go, and to sleep deeply, naturally, peacefully, and without guilt. Try just one of these ideas tonight. That's all. Don't feel like you have to do them all at once. Start small and see how your body responds. You might be surprised how quickly it remembers what it's like to feel truly rested. And if this video brought you even a little comfort, we'd be so grateful if you'd give it a like, subscribe to Vibrant Elders, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's your personal go-to for winding down? Your story might be just what someone else needs to hear. You've taken care of others your whole life. Now it's your turn. You've earned the right to quiet evenings, peaceful sleep, and waking up feeling like you again. So tonight, close your eyes knowing you are safe, you are enough, and tomorrow will be waiting for you, rested and renewed. Sleep well, dear friend.